Let's talk about 7 matcha mistakes to avoid, specifically with your chasen. Happy Matcha Mondays with Michelle. A chasen or bamboo whisk can be expensive, so try to avoid these mistakes if you want it to last as long as possible. First is not soaking your chasen before using it. Soaking it for a couple minutes in hot water softens the tines and prevents breaking or splintering. You only need to soak the tines, so keep the water below the thread line. Second is using your chasen to whisk milk, sweeteners, or anything else besides matcha and water. Milk and sweeteners can be damaging to the bamboo and harder to clean, leading to unwanted bacteria growth. But if you do want to whisk other things like milk, I would use a silicone whisk instead. Third is whisking in a circle. This isn't the best way to incorporate the matcha powder into the water, and you might be left with some clumps. So try whisking in a W motion instead, especially if you want a silky microfoam. Fourth is using a heavy hand. If you're pressing your chasen into the bowl while you whisk, this can also lead to more breakage. Try to focus on moving your wrist with light pressure so the whisk is barely grazing the bottom. Fifth is letting your chasen dry with all the matcha residue still on it. Once I'm done whisking, I'll just place my chasen back into the water cup, which keeps any matcha spots from drying down and staining it. And once I'm done enjoying my matcha, it's time to clean my chasen. So the 6th mistake is using dish soap. This can be abrasive and damaging to the delicate tines. All you really need is to whisk it in plain water as if you were whisking matcha. I rinse out the matcha residue in my chawan, fill it with water, and whisk until all the residue on my chasen is gone. As long as you're whisking only matcha and water, there's really no need for soap. And 7th is not storing it on a naoshi or whisk holder. A naoshi helps your chasen maintain its shape as it dries. If you're scared of mold or bacterial growth, the naoshi has an open bottom to allow airflow. So leave it to dry on a ribbed drying mat like this, or keep it near an open window for even more airflow. Your chasen can last years depending how often you use it and how well you care for it, but it's natural for it to degrade over time. And it could be time to replace if there's mold, lots of broken tines, if it's misshapen, or even just for aesthetic reasons. So these tips are just based on my personal experience and opinions, but if you've been confused, hopefully this helps. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.